Let's get right into Barack Hussein Obama. Oh my gosh, is that racist that you would say that? No, that's his name. We're going to talk a little bit about what is racist and what is not racist. And I come to this with a new understanding. Thank you, Jesus. Yesterday, Barack Obama went on Anderson Cooper's show, which, of course, would be the place where he'd get a lot of pushback. Barack Obama said certain right-wing media venues are stoking fears and resentment of white people. I wonder who he might be talking about. There are certain right-wing media venues, for example, that monetize and capitalize on stoking the fear and resentment of a white population that is witnessing a changing America and seeing demographic changes. I don't really ever think of that. I never think about that. I don't really care. What I care about are the values that this country had. He said these media venues do everything they can to give people a sense that their way of life is threatened and that people are trying to take advantage of them. No. Yes. And they exploit it for their own political gain. Oh, my gosh. Well, Anderson Cooper and CNN wouldn't know a darn thing about that, would they? Oh, he had to be shocked. Oh, my gosh. Everybody at CNN must have been, what? People would take advantage? They would think about ratings? They would think about money? Oh, my. And they all wrung their hands in despair. Here he is, yesterday on CNN.
There are certain right-wing media venues, for example, that monetize and capitalize on stoking the fear and resentment of a white population that is witnessing a changing America and seeing demographic changes, and do everything they can to give people a sense that their way of life is threatened and that people are trying to take advantage of them. And we're seeing it right now, right, where you would think, with all the public policy debates that are taking place right now, that the Republican Party would be engaged in a significant debate about how are we going to deal with the economy, and what are we going to do about climate change, and what are we going to do about, lo and behold, the single most important issue to them apparently right now is critical race theory. Who knew that was the threat to our republic?
You did, because, yes, sir, you are a Marxist. So you did know that. That is the way of life that is threatened. It's not about money. It's really not about money. You keep focusing on money. It's not about money. It's about a way of life. It's about a dream. It's about a place where a man can chart his own course, and others may disagree with it, but he can chart his own course without an overseer, without a master in Washington telling us exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. The New York Times editorial board has a member, Mara Gay. She was on yesterday on MSNBC, and here's what she said.
We have to figure out how to get every American a place at the table in this democracy, but how to separate Americanness, America, from whiteness. Until we can confront that and talk about that, this is really going to continue. I was on Long Island this weekend visiting a really dear friend, and I was really disturbed. I saw, dozens and dozens of pickup trucks with, explicatives against Joe Biden on the back of them, Trump flags, and some cases just dozens of American flags, which is also just disturbing, because essentially the message was clear. It was, this is my country. This is not your country. Gosh. I own this. Oh, my God. And so until we're ready to have that conversation, this is going to continue.
Okay, stop. Wait a minute. Dozens of American flags. She saw them and she was disturbed that people would do that because she associates, and I quote, she equates the American flag with whiteness. That's weird and very disturbing on Memorial Day weekend to see dozens of flags. Very disturbing, very disturbing. Yeah, you see, by the way, do you know Mara Gay? Because I didn't. And until I saw the video, I had no idea what color she was. Do you know if she's white or black? Do you know? Yeah, most likely not. Are you still outraged if it was a white person, if it was a black person? Would you be shocked or outraged at what she said? See, it's the content of what she said. It is the content of a character, not the color of their skin. But why quote a now well-known racist, Martin Luther King? Mr. President, former Mr. President, Mr. Obama, because you're just a regular citizen again. So, Mr. Obama, I have to apologize to the American people. We loved baseball until CRT took it and destroyed it. We loved our mothers, but they're not mothers anymore. They're now just, quote, birthing people, end quote. We loved our cars. We loved Chevy until Chevy couldn't make any more cars until the Chinese parts and Chinese chips arrived. The only thing that you have left on the table is the apple pie. But because of your idea of modern monetary theory, what it is doing to the U.S. dollar, many can no longer afford that apple pie. So you've pretty much destroyed all of the things that we've always thought were good. That's not race. I believe Jackie Robinson is one of the greatest players ever in baseball. So it's not a white game now, is it? Mr. Obama, you lied. You used the IRS to hunt down your enemies. You spied on the media. And your health care package, which was supposed to save every American $3,000 per year, has helped some, perhaps, while raising the cost of everyone's health care in double and triple digit percentages. But the worst thing that you did is you planted, you watered, and you protected the Marxist seeds by crying race. You claimed it was racist to call someone a Marxist. I know because I called you a Marxist, and I was called a racist for it. Wow, that's weird that calling someone a Marxist would be so racist when so many now are openly, proudly calling themselves Marxist. And you know who they are? Your friends at BLM. Do you disavow those Marxists that want to destroy the American family? You see, again, it's not about our money. It's not about our economy. It's about our way of life. Yes, you equate that to jobs and businesses. I equate that to a family and a government staying out of my family. When there is a group like BLM whose stated goal is to destroy capitalism, that's a problem. When their stated goal is to destroy capitalism and the nuclear family, that's just plain out evil. But you know where that comes from because you had Marxist friends that you hung out with. You know where that came from. That came from Marxist. That comes from critical race theory. You see, Mr. President, I was ignorant 10 or 12 years ago. You see, I didn't go to any of your fancy colleges to be carefully taught. I was never in with the popular Marxist crowd. I didn't sit and discuss Marxist theory. I was out working. That's what I was doing. I was building something that you had absolutely no part of. Yeah, that's right. I and millions of others did build this. You were attending Marxist meetings in Marxist churches. Yeah, I didn't attend a Marxist church where critical race theory and collective salvation had replaced the Sermon on the Mount. And by the way, if you now reject Jeremiah Wright, where do you stand on our new senator from Georgia? I haven't heard you speak out because he doesn't deny any of it. Critical race theory is a Marxist theory. There's no science to back any of it up. It is meant to destroy the family, to divide races, and to destroy capitalism. It teaches our children that whites, and I'm quoting, are parasites and incurable racists from birth. But what's even more insidious, it teaches black children, Hispanics, and other minorities, except for Asians, that they'll never make it because of racism, systemic racism. By the way, Asians don't make the Marxist cut because they believe in the American work ethic, not the white work ethic, but the American work ethic, that we're a meritocracy. It's never been the white dream. It's always been the American dream. Man, I would love to debate you someday, sir. Boy, I would love that. But you can't even say my name. Because I can outdo you on the sins of this country. And I have the proof. I have the documents. I have the hard facts. Yes, I even have the chains and whips used in slavery. I can outdo you on how bad America has been any day of the week. But unlike you, I can also tell all of the great things about America in detail, not platitudes. You see, I still love what the flag stands for. I don't love the flag. Go ahead, burn it. I don't care. I love what it stands for. I think you're an idiot to do it, but I'll fight to the death for your right to do it. I love and hold sacred the meaning behind every U.S. soldier's death. I hold sacred those who died in the Civil War, like my family, fighting for freedom of people of another race. We're the only country in the world where white people killed other white people to free black people. But you can't recognize that. You see, I don't see color, and that's not racism. That's Martin Luther King. You know him, the man that you had his bust in your office for 8 years. But now, for some reason, you and your minions are telling us through CRT that what he believed was wrong. Wow, that's weird. It's almost like you didn't believe any of this stuff. By the way, you, not me, said that at some point you've made enough money. I would just like a number on that, sir. Because I don't have a house in the vineyard. And yet you're accusing me of being the rich fat cat. I don't have a vacation house in the vineyard. And you know what's really crazy? According to CRT, you shouldn't have been able to accomplish that. And what an accomplishment. I mean, for a black man, according to CRT. You were in debt. You never had anything. You were held back by all your student loans where you were overeducated in nonsense. But by your own description, you now are a guy who were just waylaid in debt until you were elected. And once leaving office, just a short 5 years later after you leave, you have enough to buy that home as a vacation home. That's weird. Do you have enough money yet? Should we take the rest of it away? And by the way, this is also really odd. You believe that the coastlines, as we now know them, are going to be gone by perhaps 2030. Wow. Doesn't that purchase of that vacation house on an island put your family in danger in just a few short years? Now, I'm not going to address it as an investment because, boy, that investment is gone once those coastlines are gone in just 9 years. What a waste of money that is. But Marxists don't really understand investments. And yes, Several times I have called you a Marxist, and it isn't racist, it's true. By any account in the world run by normal people that are not Marxists, CRT is racist. But don't ask me because, of course, I was born racist and I'm an incurable. But let's say we ask the Chinese over in Hong Kong, who have now been silenced by the Marxist communist Chinese government. Perhaps they can't be counted on by you because, you know, they're Asians. Marxism is evil, and I and others will continue to stand against this evil. And not because it's you saying it and you're black. I don't care who said it. Marx was white. He was Jewish, a Jewish anti-Semite. He's as white can be. I say it because he was wrong. He was evil. We stand against evil, not for the almighty dollar, not for our jobs, because it is right. Sir, you do have a problem with white culture. You are a racist. And how do I know that? Well, I didn't understand it back 12 years ago. I just sensed it from you. But now I know it because CRT is racist. Period. Thanks for dropping by, President Obama.